Hello lovely people, Aneta Volcano here, a singer, songwriter, musician. Today my video is going to be slightly different. I'm going to be reviewing two items, and these items are two pairs of headphones. It's going to be Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro 32 ohm and Audio-Technica, it's a M40x. Yeah, so where do I start and why am I doing this review? Basically, my headphones broke and I've been using them for quite a few years now, and I think it's the design and that's why they broke. I really like them. I need to show it to you. So basically, these are my old headphones. Ta-da! Right, so this thing broke. That's why it can, it cannot be replaced because this thing broke here. But I'm going to leave them till later. Before I even start talking about these headphones, I have to say that I had already bought Beyerdynamic 250 ohms because I thought that would be the best for me, but no. I read and some people told me that maybe you won't need an amp, maybe my Focusrite interface will be enough. Some people said in some comments on YouTube that they work perfectly fine with their interface, Focusrite interface, and I'm like, really? I cranked up the volume till the very top and I could barely hear anything. I thought, should I buy an amp? But then I looked through so many different videos and no one could really recommend a good amp for those headphones. And I was reading and doing research. The time goes by and I have no headphones. Basically what I've discovered was that you need to buy yourself a good amp, because if it's not good enough, it's not going to drive those headphones, and it's going to be pretty expensive as well. So I thought, if I need an expensive amp, I'll just stick with the lower ohms. Another thing was that I didn't want to keep to 50 ohms is because you've got an amp, but you cannot really listen to music on other devices such as your phone or a laptop, because it's not going to be powerful enough. So I thought, how does this work if I have an amp? Can I connect it through a laptop? Can I how is it gonna work? I think it's just too much faffing around for me. I thought this is just too much. I've got to do recording and listen to mixes. I've got my interface and I'm using my iMac, and I sometimes use my laptop. I listen to music on my phone because I want to compare music on different devices, and I thought, this is just too much for me. I'm going to go for lower ohms and basically have one pair of headphones that work for all devices. And that's going to be the best for me. That's why I am not going to keep 250 ohms. If I spend money on an amp and it's not going to be good, I would have to return it and return the headphones. And I thought, this is too much. I'm going to go for lower ohms. So let's start with Beyerdynamic DT Pro 32 ohms. I really wanted to like these headphones. I guess you know what's coming. I'm not a fan of these headphones. So the first thing, the build. So the first thing, when I got out 250 ohms, I saw this this build and I thought, I don't really like it that much. I thought, I don't know why, but I was a little bit disappointed with almost everything when I saw these headphones. I thought, not my type. So this thing here is metal, right? And I thought they feel quite sturdy, that's true, but also quite rough. And these things here are plasticky. I don't know if you can see this. And on 250 ohms, the other ones, they were quite hard here. I touched it here in those corners, and it was just rough. And the metal around here, I don't know, I don't really like the build that much, I have to say. And the cable that's sticking out from both sides, I don't like it either. Other than that, it's okay. And I think I prefer the cable to come out from both headphones rather than one. But anyway, that's not important. 250 have different cushions here. Here there's this fake leather, I suppose. And the other ones have velour, and that's about it. The rest is the same. Oh, and the cable is slightly different on 250s. I'm not going to take them out because I already packed them in a box. But the cable is slightly different on 250 ohms. They have this, what you call, not spiral. Is it spiral cable? What was it called? Coiled cable. Coiled cable. Yes, finally I remembered. And I was worried about it. And I also read somewhere in comments that some people didn't like it because it messed around with their recording, that it was too heavy and it pulled on the headphone. And also the sound from that wire was heard in the recording. And I thought, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Some people didn't like it when they were recording the guitar because it was just kind of in the way. And I thought, yeah, this makes sense. I'm not sure if they would work for me anyway because I record a lot. I think I prefer straight cable, you know, just plain normal cable. Some people say they don't mind, but it depends who you are and what you're doing, because if you are a producer or mixing engineer, you know, you're not recording anything, you're not really moving from your chair. So for you, a coiled cable is fine because you're just sitting there, just moving your hand. Whereas for us singers and musicians, you know, we have to get up to sing, we have to get our instrument to play, so it could be in the way. The one thing that I don't like is, you'll probably call me crazy that I am paying attention to such things, but let me tell you this. So basically the jack, the jack, you can unscrew it and you've got a headphone jack. But if you need to put it into an interface or other devices, you've got this bigger jack. And I'm thinking, this, why? Why? Why is there a screw? Why is there a screw and not just put in and out? I don't get it. Do you get it? I mean, for me, it is a lot of faffing around, If I, for example, want to use these headphones in my interface, let's say I'm recording or listening to mixes and I need to plug it into my interface. So I'm using this one, right? But then I have a thought, okay, let me just listen to the same song on my laptop or whatnot. I need to unscrew it, I know it doesn't take that long, but it takes some time. Then if I want to go back to my interface, I have to screw it back on. So you're basically doing unscrewing, screwing back, unscrewing, screwing back. I don't know about you, but for me, this is a no. Right, my old headphones, these. So these are the headphones, Ta-da! Ta-da! Easy peasy. The screwing and unscrewing, it's just, I don't get it. Maybe there is a reason for that. I don't know, but I don't like it. So the comfort, they are really comfortable. I think they are the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn. The 250 ohms are the best when it comes to the comfort. You really don't feel like you've got any headphones on your ears. So soft, and just they go around your ear. It's not tight at all. These may be less comfortable because of course it's not as soft here. Outside it's not as soft as the fabric, but I don't know, for me there is a little bit too much space around the ear. Again, it's my preference, I suppose. What else? The sound. So I was really interested in the sound. So basically I could plug it into my interface and the volume was much better than in 250s, of course. It could have been better though, but it was okay. On my computer, it worked fine as well. So I started comparing how the music sounds on these headphones and my old headphones as well. And you know what? I was disappointed. I was disappointed. For me, there was far too much bass. Too much bass. I mean, I could not focus on anything else because the bass took over. That was a bit of a downside for me. I mean, I don't mind a bit of bass. I like to hear bass, but not when it takes over the song. In my old headphones, I can listen to the song and everything is there, and I can hear the bass, I can hear the drums, and I can hear the vocal perfectly clear. The bass doesn't disturb me, the drums don't disturb me, depending on the song, of course, and how it's mixed, but it's okay. Whereas in these ones, the bass was really disturbing me. I have to be honest. You know, that's all I can say. It's my preference. If you like bass, then probably these headphones will be for you. If you don't like that much bass, then probably they won't be for you. And this is the reason why I'm actually returning them, because I don't want to be distracted. You know, for me, the most important part is the vocal. The vocal has to be up front, and I need to be able to listen to the whole song without focusing on one particular instrument. That's one thing. Another thing is that the sound is great. It's really great. The experience of listening was good. It was really good. But for me, it felt like the vocal was a little bit too far for me. And I think everything was, apart from the bass, the bass was not far. I could hear it very well. But the rest, I felt like the rest was spread around. And there is a specific term for it. And I forgot what this term is. I was looking at it the other day and I forgot now. Something to do with closeness, when the sound is close to your ears and when the sound is too far from your ears. I prefer when the sound is closer to my ears. And that's how I feel when I listen to music on my old headphones. Which I haven't told you what they are. They are basically Studio Spears M1000 closed back headphones. The sound in my old headphones is close to my ear and I can hear it. I can hear the vocal, which I need to hear. And I can hear all the instruments, whereas in these it was just big. It was big, but for me a little bit too far. You know, so that's that. Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro 32 ohms is not going to be for me, I'm afraid. Now, Audio-Technica M40x. When I was researching the headphones, I read about M40 and M50x. And some people said that M40 are more superior than M50, that they liked it much more than M50. And I thought, you know, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try and see how it feels. From the outside, they look cool. They look really good. I think I prefer this build much better than Beyerdynamic. There is such a big hype around Beyerdynamics. There's like the coolest headphones ever. Everyone is using them. So I like this build much more. I mean, look at them. They look pretty much perfect. This is great. The outside here, I love these. There is detachable cable. That's great. In case something breaks, I mean, you can replace it. It's, you know, it gives you this peace of mind. Whereas DT Beyerdynamics, they do not have a detachable cable. They are foldable, by the way, which I don't really care about if they are foldable or not. I prefer if they do not fold, because when I was wearing them, they, you know, this was getting in the way. It was just constantly going in and out, and I had to fiddle with it too much. And they go up and down and just fold by themselves and twist around as well here. And I spent some time with like twisting around and untwisting them, and just too much for me. It's just like, no. Oh, see? No, I just prefer simple, simple headphones. So, I thought, oh, they look cool, and then I put them on my ears, and they were not so cool anymore. Yeah, I read about it in the comments on Amazon, on YouTube, and so on, but I was curious. I wanted to see it for myself, like the same with Beyerdynamics. You know, Beyerdynamics are really comfortable. These, no. I mean, when you put them on, you could feel such a huge difference. It's like heaven and hell. The cushions are really tight, really tight on your ear. The first time I put them on, I could feel a lot of tightness around my jaw. They were basically pressing onto my jaw around here. And I didn't like that feeling straight away. I mean, I thought, come on, you know, my old headphones are so much more comfortable than these. It feels like the cushions are just too small and they don't fit perfectly around your ear. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but I was prepared for that. I just thought, you know, let me see if what people are saying is really true and if it's really that uncomfortable. And actually, yes, it is. Yeah, they are really uncomfortable. So that's again a downside, and because of that, I will also be returning them. Unfortunately, you know, I cannot have headphones that are uncomfortable for my ears. I was wearing them for what, 15 minutes, half an hour, I don't remember, but when I took them off, my ears were red. The sound, I wouldn't complain about the sound. Very, very similar to my old headphones. Very similar to Studio Spares M1000. But I think I prefer these. When I listened to music on the computer, it was fine, it was okay. But everything was balanced. Everything was balanced and the sound was pretty close to my ears. It wasn't so spread around. You know, when it's spread around, I feel like it's just, I'm missing out on something. Like I cannot really gather everything. I want to be able to feel everything. In these, it's closer to your ear and I was just able to appreciate the song more, I suppose. The vocal was clear, which as I said is my main thing. One interesting thing that I've noticed when I listen to a vocal stem in Logic was that I could hear the breaths much more than on my old headphones, which was very weird. It was just like the breaths were much deeper, they were more pronounced. They were like and I thought, no, wait a minute, I was fading out those breaths and they did not sound like this on my old headphones. It was just strange. It was like they were exposing the breaths more. Weird. So that was the sound. When it comes to comfort, unfortunately, this is a big no. And detachable cable, pretty good. Jack, where are you? Where are you, Jack? Jack! Jack! I always do that. So there's also screw here. It's a screw. Yeah, I was talking about screws already. So that's Audio-Technica M40. I wonder what you think about those two pairs of headphones, or three, because I've mentioned 250 as well. What do you think of them? How does it work for you? I have to say that I also was planning on buying Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro 80 ohms because I wanted to compare all of them. I thought, okay, maybe 80 ohms will be good. Maybe the sound will be different because they are slightly different when it comes to the sound. I heard that 250s and 32 are more or less the same, whereas 80s are a bit different. So I wanted to really compare and then pick the best for me. But there were some problems with returns on Amazon. I thought, you know, if I cannot return, then maybe it's not the best idea. I was really curious whether 80 ohms would work with my interface, but from what I've read, you would still need an amp for 80 ohms. You would still need an amp. Because, yeah, 32 ohms were just about good for the interface. So I think 80s would definitely not work with the interface. They would be quiet. There's this hype around Beyerdynamic, you know, they are the best pair of headphones, have studio work, monitoring, recording, and mixing and whatnot. And I thought, you know, maybe I'll give it a go. Let's see what they're like. Well, I think headphones in general is a really subjective topic. Everyone likes different things. You may be a mixing engineer, you may be just a casual listener, a singer, a songwriter. Some people love bass, some people don't like too much bass. Some people like clear vocals, some people don't really care about it. That's it from me. If you like this review, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I don't usually do the reviews, but maybe I will. You can check out my songs. I'm a singer-songwriter, as I said, and the links are all in the description below. And I've got a lot of reaction videos on my YouTube channel, usually Bon Jovi songs, because this is the band. This is the band. Take care. Bye.